Hey, this is Notser, and today's video we're going to be talking about a brand new announcement from Wargaming, and this is very important to anyone who has any interest in Wargaming games, especially World of Warships. So, Wargaming has announced the decision to leave Russia and Belarus. This is the only statement that they've given so far. I'm going to speculate after I read it. The game in the background is myself in the Tier 7 Japanese cruiser Myoko. So this is the statement as follows. Over the past weeks, Wargaming has been conducting a strategic review of business operations worldwide. The company has decided it will not own or operate any businesses in Russia and Belarus, and will leave both countries. Effective March 31st, the company transferred its live games business in Russia and Belarus to local management of Leicester Studio that is no longer affiliated with Wargaming. The company will not profit from this process, either today or going forward. Much to the contrary, we expect to suffer substantial losses as a direct result of this decision. We will be completing the operational transition with all due speed while remaining in full compliance with all laws and ensuring the ongoing safety and support of our employees. During the transition period, the live products will remain available in Russia and Belarus and will be operated by the new owner. Wargaming has also started the process of closing its studio in Minsk, Belarus. We will be providing as much severance and support as possible to our employees affected by the change. Despite the magnitude of this decision, we as a company are confident in the future of our business and are committed to delivering quality games to our players. That is the full statement from Wargaming. They haven't said anything else other than what is, just read off to you guys. So, as of March 31st, the company has transferred its live game business of Russia and Belarus to local management of Leicester Studios. Now, what that would suggest to me is they intend to split off the game into another variant, and that game will, of course, be the Russian variant. Anyone who stays at the Leicester studio will probably continue to serve. I would guess that a number of the employees want to get out as well, and they'll probably go to one of Wargaming's own property around the world, work out from there. Maybe their family will be transferred there as well. And eventually, we're going to get World of Warships not developed by Leicester Studios, which is the studio that is the reason for World of Warships. So this is a big deal. This is absolutely going to affect the content going forward for World of Warships. We have no idea exactly what the ramifications of this is going to be. But this is a huge change, and you know what? I'm really proud of Wargaming because it really is very unfortunate what's happening. Obviously, this is related to the Ukraine-Russian war, and they probably want no association whatsoever with the sanctions and the country itself and the actions that they're doing. They just want to make a game and sell it to the world and make money off of the world. So it doesn't make any sense for them to pick and choose politically who they want to support when the entire world is interested in their game. So, it makes perfect sense that they would leave for the sanctions and also to potentially continue development without anything to disrupt. They're probably tired of the constant value being lost because, anyone living in Russia right now, they're suffering in a lot of ways. Obviously, it's justified with what the Russian government's doing, but if we are talking about devs who are making the game and their livelihood is being directly impacted because their form of currency is super devalued, that's going to hurt. So it's a drastic change. It's going to affect the game going forward for the short term, but it is a necessary change for the long-term health of the company and the long-term health of World of Warships and anything that is developed past that, to make sure that not only the employees are getting compensated, everything's safe, there's not any issues with regard to, the rest of the world levying sanctions against them. So, they're probably going to lose millions and millions of dollars off of this decision short term, and it's probably going to affect the amount of content that we're going to get this year. I would just be real with you guys. Most likely, there's going to be a lot of cut content in the short term, or delayed content. I'm hoping that it's not going to be crazy. I'm hoping that they've developed out very far and they have a plan and they've thought this through and they've talked to people. But I just don't know. I don't know if this was voted on by the employees of the Lessa studio. I don't know what their split is. I don't know if they're offering to bring them. I don't know any of that. All I know is that Wargaming, effective March 31st, is no longer operating their business inside of Russia and Belarus, and they're going to be working to make sure that they have all of their development studios outside of those two countries. I'm hoping that, at the end of the day, Ships is still there, still working. I love the gameplay. It's unique. Graphically, the game has been amazing. How much will that drop off? Do they have a good workflow? Can they easily hire employees? Are they going to work remote? Are they going to build a new studio in a new location like France or Germany or Cyprus or Austin or wherever they have a studio? But this is big. This is huge. This is a bombshell. This is going to affect everyone who plays one of their games in one way or another. If it's something like World of Tanks, they're not directly affected, but I guarantee you that they're going to have employees that are going to short-term help out the other teams because they are familiar with Wargaming's workflow, they know their tools. So I wouldn't be surprised if World of Tanks, World of Warships, and World of Warplanes, collectively they have one unified development studio that's making the game temporarily. But, we'll see on all of that development. This is just a big, big topic, and obviously it's related to the Ukrainian crisis. I am very upset by it. I can't do anything other than be upset. It's just the way that all of this is. I wish that it would be over yesterday. It's incredibly sad, and, it shouldn't be happening. But, there's nothing more that I can... Obviously, it's sad. But, you know what? I'm really proud of Wargaming because since the CC backlash and a bunch of CCs dropped out, like 70 or 80%, I really feel like Wargaming as a company is more respectable because they're more open and transparent about the thought process. They're trying to involve the community more in direct development by, obviously being more transparent and listening to the concerns of the community. And I think this is partially to continue that thought. They probably asked people, what's your thoughts on us in Russia right now? Does this mean you as a company or as a player are less likely to spend money on our game? And, they probably just got enough information that said, yeah, we're basically going to lose the amount of money that it would cost to make this transition, so we might as well make it in the short term so that long term it's not disrupted. And we know the Russian sanctions are going to be long lasting. Even if the war ended today, anyone stuck in Russia is going to be just less valuable, and it'll be harder for them to buy things from the global market. And, if you're specifically a PC gamer, it's going to be really hard to afford the new equipment because it's all basically manufactured with American oversight. So you have to be a part of the Western economy, and it's hard to be a part of it with all the sanctions. So, yeah, if I was a gamer in Russia and I wanted to be a part of the hobby, it just would be really, really... it's really unknown. So, as I said, the development is splitting. There's going to be a Russian side of the game, and that's going to be handled by Lesta, and they're going to handle the Russian server. And then there's going to be the side that everyone else sees, and that I'll be covering. And we'll go from there on what's going to happen, how it'll work. It sounds like they might be doing something similar to what they have in China right now set up. But I don't know. I don't know how absolute Wargaming is going to be about this. I have no idea. But I will say, I went to Russia in 2018, St. Petersburg, to see the Leicester studio and give them feedback on the up-and-coming aircraft carrier changes. I really enjoyed my time visiting them. I met a lot of good people who deserve to be happy, and they make a great product. And, all they're trying to do is do their job and do a good job. So I really feel bad for those guys who are stuck in a really bad situation and can't escape in one way or another. And the ones that maybe they're less tied to Russia, I would just say, listen, the most important thing for you is that you and your family are safe and you're able to provide for them. And if you can do that in Russia, yeah. But if you are someone who is a part of the development of this game, you have talents that the whole world wants. And I can say from a definitely art standpoint, Wargaming products stand out. So for anyone who is on the fence about maybe they need to, is this a good move or a bad move? I think that this is the best move possible for Wargaming. This decouples them from a controversial topic, and it's going to make them more agnostic when it comes to the perception of their product. Is it going to affect the balance of the game? Who knows? They fired Serb because he was pro-Russian. He tweeted out a really pro-Russian thing. He was a part of the tanks initially. We are starting to see some other adjustments to the petrol. Is that a direct result of this? If you think about it, they probably were talking about similar things in the background. How long they've been talking about this? It wouldn't surprise me at all if they've had multiple meetings on this subject. And I would just be so fascinated to hear everyone's thoughts on it. But I don't want to get anyone in trouble. Obviously, they are in a situation where they can't talk freely, necessarily, about their true feelings. But I think it speaks volumes that Wargaming is moving out of Russia and Belarus. They've donated at least $1 million to Ukraine. They've worked to get their warplane team resituated because they were located in Ukraine. And they have all this stuff going on. So this is a monumental, transformative moment for this company. And I just hope that it works out at the end and we get the product that we deserve and we can continue to enjoy it. And I hope that everyone gets placed in a situation that makes sense for their family. And yeah, I really support those guys. And it's really sad to me that all this is happening. But at the end of the day, I can't control it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like. You can subscribe to my channel. I stream at twitch.tv/Notser. Thank you and have a wonderful day.